The following podcast is recommended for mature audiences only. The following podcast is recommended for adults only. Maturity is not a requirement.
Hello and welcome to episode 76 of Dear Download, a podcast about Download Festival, music and the industry, and all other aspects related to rock and heavy metal. This episode we are talking to Simon all about his experience at 2000 Trees recently. And on that note, I am Adam, and as always, I'm here with Simon. How you doing, my man?
Hello. Do you know in this podcast we cover other festivals? Not just Download. This shout out goes out to one particular person. Quite a miracle, isn't it? Quite a miracle that a podcast that's been covering other podcasts for like 3 fucking years covers other podcasts as well, even though the name of the podcast is Dear Download. It's wow. I mean, talk about wild stuff. Anyway,
are we going already? Are we going already?
No, we're not going. Hi. Anyway, hi
okay.
there.
Well,
hi. How are you? How are you?
Very well, thank you. I'm doing all right. How are you?
Yeah,
Well,
good.
Is that already? I did twice last episode. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm nice. Just
How
waiting for-
have you been
just waiting
since
for
we last
Vicky.
spoke?
Just waiting for Vicky to push this baby out. You know, she's
Yeah.
not hurrying up about it. I keep saying it's taking too long.
Yeah. I'm sure. You know, there's a few things you can do, which I haven't even thought about since we were trying to get the baby out. But a lot of people suggest like hot curries and there's a few other things I can't remember. I'm assuming you've looked all those things up, or have people telling you?
Yeah.
You get
Obviously,
advice from everyone.
yeah. Obviously, now I'm joking. Now we're still like 5 weeks away, but when we get close, yeah, we'll try everything. Although when we spoke to the woman who was doing the our classes, our natal classes, she said that the curry thing was a fallacy.
Really?
Yeah, she said that hot food triggers something mentally, but it doesn't actually do anything physically. That it's not been proven
Right.
to, but people still do it. And I said to Vicky, it's just a good excuse for us to have a curry because we absolutely love curry. So I was like, fine with me if you want to eat loads of curries before the baby's born.
Awesome.
Or you can bang as well. That's one.
I've heard that. Yeah.
You can bang.
I think I suggested that.
No, did it not go
That's
down
a
well?
good method. I can't remember. It was almost 4 years ago now.
And then, there's loads of other weird shit. There's loads of like weird exercises and stances and stuff that you can do. It's all very strange. But anyway, we're not there yet. But no, I always make a joke every time I'm sitting with her. I'm like, is this baby not ready yet? It's not done yet. It's taken ages.
Taking a while.
Yeah, it's taken way too long. But no. Nothing's really been happening, mate, if I'm honest. Just looking forward to Bloodstock, like we talked about briefly before. So, yeah, Bloodstock in like a week. So,
cool.
Looking forward to it. The original, my original experience was quite negative, but I'm really excited now. Now I've bought my ticket. I am very, very excited about it. Now that I'm going. There was a whole thing about. There was a whole thing at work about me getting it off as well, which was a massive debacle because loads of our team of facilities people went from 6 people to 3, and everyone's holiday was taking. The 3 that were left were taking holiday at the same time, so it was like shit. Someone's going to have to not take their holiday here. So we had to figure that out. So we're a week away as of recording this from Bloodstock, and my Bloodstock. Sorry, Vicky's just carrying plants around the place. My Bloodstock, fuck's sake, Simon, my Bloodstock leave only got approved yesterday. So, like a week and 1 day before Bloodstock. Otherwise, I might not have been going. So I bought my ticket yesterday as well because I wasn't 100% sure if I would actually be going this year. We'd planned to, but even if, we'll talk about in a second, I'd have got an accreditation, I might not have been able to go on if I couldn't have got the time off anyway. So luckily that was approved.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. Are we going yet, or shall I talk about me?
You talk about you. No, you
talk about
whatever
me.
Way you want to do it. Whatever way you want to do it.
It's hot. Very, very hot. I think I said in the last episode that back at work, I've been back at walking all day or most of the day. I'm still driving a little bit. But yes, these last 3 or 4 days have been absolutely sweltering.
Yes.
But it's nice. It's nice to be walking again and getting the exercise that I haven't been getting for 2.5 years.
How does that feel? Your legs hurting?
They did a little bit for a couple of weeks, yeah. Also, my foot was hurting. Long-time listeners, I think I might have said to you before, but long-time listeners, long-time listeners, I guess. Love you, long-time you listeners.
Love you, long-time listeners.
Am I allowed to say that? Is that like against something saying that? I don't know. Anyway, I've said it. About 2.5 years ago, just over 2.5 years, almost 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now even actually, I broke a bone in my foot playing football with my 4-year-old son. and I ended up having to have like 8 weeks off. I basically ended up going back to work after Christmas, so it was a nice Christmas actually. It was a nice better time before Christmas. And then when I went back to work after the New Year, I went straight to driving, and I've been driving for 2.5 years now. So I haven't done a proper walking round really since I broke my foot. And the first couple of weeks that I was walking again, I was getting pain in that foot. And I was like, shit. Work are trying to help me out with my back by not having me driving all the time. And I found a new problem with my body.
You're just falling apart bit by bit, whatever you do.
I am. Yeah. But no, that lasted a couple of weeks and it's all right again now. I don't get pain in my foot. Where I know it was fine anyway, because after 2.5 years, it would have been healed. Although it's the top of my foot, not the heel of my foot. You better get used to making jokes like that. Dad soon, eh?
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it would have been healed. It's just a bit of a shock. It was like, I haven't had any pain for 2.5 years. But yeah, that was kind of fun. But one thing we were talking about recently actually was about money. With obviously, you said a baby coming and things being tight. And you said you obviously must know how that feels. You know, we've had kids, almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
And yes, money is still tight. Although, what day is it? Wednesday? This week, like Friday, we'll be paying our last ever nursery payment.
Oh, yeah.
Which will be nice. We've been paying nursery fees for like 4 years now, I think. No, 5 years altogether.
Are you not planning on having any more kids? Just the two?
No,
you're done.
I don't want any more kids. Yeah.
So that literally would be your last nursery payment. Yeah.
Yeah, our last ever nursery payment. And you would think, we'd be happy about that a little bit. We'd probably pay between £250 and £300 a month nursery fees. But as of Thursday the 1st, our mortgage is going up by about the same amount. Which is ridiculous.
Unreal. So you just got you just got that money back, and all of a sudden it's straight away it's just gone. Bye bye.
Yeah. And the same thing happened 2 years ago when Soren left nursery. We thought, we'll be gaining that money back that we're not paying for him. But no, at exactly the same time, we had to put the Help to Buy that we bought the money from the Help to Buy onto the mortgage.
Oh.
So that was like 51 grand we had to add to our mortgage. So that was about the same amount again. So we haven't saved. I think I said to you the other day, didn't I? Our mortgage has gone from 480 2 years ago to 980. I think it will be.
Yeah.
Which sucks, and it felt to me like.
God, I wish we were paying 980. Fucking hell, our mortgage can't get any higher.
Really?
Can't get any worse, mate.
Well. Before I go into the next bit, I did appreciate that, our mortgage has gone up by that much, and it's gone up this time because of interest. We've been paying just over 2%. It's up to like almost over 5% or something like that. But I did appreciate the fact that we have got the money to be able to put in the extra. Well, and I thought a few times, as we were going through all this, I thought there must be families out there who they get to this point and they haven't got the extra money to put into the mortgage, and the panic and the stress they must go through. So yeah, even though it sucks, we are very lucky at the same time. But like I said, it felt like there was somebody above us. Not that I believe in God, I believe in the flying spaghetti monster. There was somebody from above going, "Oh, you're gaining money. No, you're not. We're gaining that money." And so I was looking it up. I was wondering what actually decides what the interest is. This was a few months ago now, and I've been meaning to say it on here. ever since, but we've been very busy with all download and everything. And I looked it up, and so before I say this, it could be wrong. It's only like strangers on Reddit that I saw talking about this, but it was a few of them saying the same things, and this might be something you already know about, Simon. But I didn't know about it. Not Simon. Kelly didn't know about it.
I'm Simon. Oh, hello.
Freudian slip there.
Yeah.
So there might be some people that didn't know about it, but yeah, basically the interest rate, from what I read, this could be wrong, is decided by the Bank of England just by how much money people have spare to spend. They've gone, right, well, if people keep spending, then the businesses will put the prices up, and that will mean inflation rises, and then people keep spending, and then inflation will keep rising. So they basically take more money off of people to try and stop inflation from rising so much. So it's basically they have chosen that we need to pay more rather than actually anything happening needing that money or anything. You know what I mean?
Go down there.
Go down to the Bank of England.
Get down there. Tell them. Go on.
Is it? Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Get down there. Get down to the offices of the Bank of England.
Yeah.
Go, no, guys, seriously. I've had enough of this. Not happening.
Yes. So after I was reading that, I was like, this is exactly what I was thinking. People were just deciding we need to give them more money instead of having the money for ourselves. Anyway, that's not the rant I was talking about, but that's a little rant I like I said, I found that out a while ago, wanted to say about it because I thought it was interesting when I learned it.
Yeah, that is cool.
And I wanted to pass on that information. But anyway, I'm good. I'm fine. Otherwise,
yeah. Money's always an issue these days. I was buying stuff for Bloodstock today, and I was messaging Stu and Mr. Ben Chids, and we were talking about we're keeping costs down. We've got a barbecue and some food, and that will do us for a couple of days, dinners or breakfasts or whatever. So we're not really spending any money because I don't think any of us can be able to go to these festivals now and be spending the sort of money that we were before. So I think everyone's being and it reflects on us because we do festival content. So
yeah,
everyone's trying to find new ways of keeping costs down. So yeah, it's totally understandable because everyone's in the shit at the moment. So.
Yeah, another way of possibly keeping the cost down would have been if you're covering it, you could have got, because you're gaining them fans, you could have got accreditation, but no, we'll come back to that later.
Yeah, could have not paid for a ticket, but we'll get to that.
The more we do this, the more it's going to sound like we are. Well, I mean, it wasn't me. I wasn't going to go, but I'm equally as annoyed. I think that we're entitled, but we'll get to that. I don't think we're quite on that level, but I don't know. You let us know if you think it's being entitled. But anyway, wait to bait. Talking about keeping cost low, you did something very interesting at 2000 Trees, didn't you?
I did, yes. Good segue. Yeah, as it's episode about 2000 Trees,
Thank you.
I'm sure a lot of you have seen the vlog already, but I done a little challenge to myself. In retrospect, really not something you should do at a small independent festival. You should spend some money there. But it was just the next festival up for me to be able to do this thing. So my challenge to myself at this festival was I'm not allowed to buy anything from any sort of vendor. The only thing I bought was the headphones for the silent disco, and you get that money back because it's a deposit.
Right.
So I didn't buy one drink from a vendor while I was there. I didn't buy one bit of food, even one crumb from a vendor while I was at 2000 Trees this year. I literally bought everything myself, had bought all the food, bought all my booze. It's a bit different for this festival. I'm not sure you couldn't not spend money at Bloodstock or download, because at 2000 Trees you can bring your own booze into the arena.
Yeah.
So you can stand there all day drinking your own booze and not spending any money. Where at Bloodstock, I'm going to have to buy drinks at Lemmy's bar because I can't bring my own drink, even though I always sneak my own drinks in. Probably one of the reasons why they didn't give me a fucking accreditation. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, so it's slightly different at Trees, where you can do 2000 Trees super cheap compared to the other ones because you don't actually have to spend any money in the arena. I didn't hear great things about weirdly as well, I didn't hear great things about the food at Trees this year. No one got sick.
Yeah.
But everyone I was with was very disappointed with pretty much everything that they bought while they were there. So I think we might have, guys, if I go to Bloodstock and it's the same, I think we might have a bad food year. And for me as well,
maybe.
This has been, apart from Download with some of the undercard being amazing, this is a very disappointing year for me band-wise as well. So I think I might have a disappointing band year and food year. So
yeah,
I didn't have anything spectacular at Download. The Toasties were good, like we said. And a couple of other bits that I had, but there was nothing that blew my mind. So I think we might be in a bland food year. I'm sure you guys can tell us different, but very weird.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. I think I had mostly all the stuff I had at Download was mostly okay. But yeah, it'd be interesting for people to let us know.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I didn't eat anything at Trees, but I won't get. I'll get into it when we go through the days. But yeah,
it's true what you say though. I mean, you did say it in your vlog as well. You probably shouldn't do it at a smaller one like Trees. But I'd find, because Download's a longer festival, probably by like Saturday, Sunday, I wouldn't want to be cooking. I'd be knackered and I would just want to go and buy something.
Yeah. Well, Download's a bit different because it is like, it's so big, it's so grandiose, so you kind of feel like you have to spend money there.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how they've made it feel. So, yeah, it's a bit... I tell you what, one thing I don't think we talked about, actually, just quickly on Download, we will get to Trees in a second. I don't think we talked about the merch at all.
No, I don't think we did.
We didn't talk about merch at all, did we? No,
I didn't really look at the merch.
There was one T-shirt that I really liked, but the rest of it, every year at Download, I'm like, Like, I'll buy a Tree shirt every year. I'll buy a Bloodstock shirt every year. But I very rarely buy Download shirts now. I don't know why, but when I go there, I'm looking at it and I'm like, And they're normally... Like, I don't want to pit festivals against each other, you know. I mean, I'm bigging up Bloodstock. Did you hear that? Because we cover that festival as well. It's a miracle. What I was going to say is the two Bloodstock shirts I've got are far better quality than some of the Download shirts that I've got. So,
well, that was a big thing this year anyway, wasn't it? Like, size is being completely wrong.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily Download. It's whoever they get to make them, their shirts. But still got Download's name on it, so that's what's going to come back to. But I'll be really interested to see what the Bloodstock stuff's like this year. Because last year, when me and Ben was standing there, I could have bought 3 or 4 T-shirts if I had the money. They were all fucking really, really nice. So yeah, we'll see what they got this year. But the Trees stuff was nice. But I'm going to buy one off the website because I couldn't buy anything while I was there, so a T-shirt would have counted. I did actually want one, but I'll get one, at some point.
Quickly back on the Download thing, like I think after a while they suddenly started having way too many designs. I'm a bit of a completionist. When I missed a few, because I was buying them for a T-shirt every year for my first few years, and I missed a few because I had no money. And after that, I was like, well, I can't have one for every year now. But then they suddenly started having, I don't know, probably 10, 12 different designs on T-shirts. I'm like, how do I choose? I couldn't just pick one.
Yeah,
and I couldn't
it's
afford
like
more than one.
It's like the Netflix problem.
Yeah,
isn't it? Is when you've got too much to watch. Sometimes you don't watch anything at all. And that's kind of what it's like. Yeah, exactly the same for me and Download merch. I look at everything there and I go, I'm just not going to bother because there's just far too much stuff. Yeah, it's true. I agree with that, definitely. That might be one of the problems why I haven't bought a Download shirt in, fucking hell. Like, I haven't bought a Download T-shirt since the pilot. So that shows you. So it's been a good 3 downloads since I've bought a shirt or anything from the merch.
I want to say I haven't bought a Download shirt probably since before 2010. Probably.
Before 2010?
Yeah.
There's been some nice shirts since then, to be fair.
Yeah. There's always a one... Sorry, we should not be talking about Download, but there was a year where it was like everything was blue, had like blue flames and stuff on it. Was that 2009?
Yeah, that could have been 9.
Yeah. I always regret not getting that one. Or it might have been a hoodie. Yeah.
But then again, like you said, they had like 3 T-shirts back then, or 2 T-shirts, so it was easy to pick. Whereas now, it's cool to have all these designs, and it's cool to have places like the Megastore. But there's so much stuff in there; it's insane. I mean, I still don't know what jobs some of these people do that go to Download, because there are people that go to Download every year. They stay in RIP, and they come out with bags of shit from the Download thing. I'm like, what the fuck do you do for a living where you guys could just stay in RIP every year and then go into the Megastore and just buy fucking everything? And the people are wearing like the 80, 90 pound hockey jerseys the same fucking day. I'm like, what is happening here? How are people doing this? Probably because they're still living at home and they're young people, which makes sense because all your money is yours. But like, someone like me who would love to have everything Download is just like, this is the fucking worst because I can't afford any of this shit. It's like I've gone backwards. It's like in the early days, I couldn't afford anything because I didn't have a lot of money working. Yeah. Then I became a bachelor and I could afford loads of stuff. Then, you get a mortgage, you get a house, you get all that. And then you're back to what you were when you were 20 and you've got no money again. So it's like I've gone round in circles and now... Oh, round and round in circles. Sorry, it just reminds me of Circles by Holding Absence. But yeah, so I'm like back to where I was before now, where I really shouldn't be buying merch because I can't afford to. And that's what it was like before. But then between the years of like 2013 and 2020 or whatever, I was buying everything because I was like, oh, look how much spare money I've got. Yeah. So yeah, it's just weird.
I've found I've always lived slightly above my means. So it doesn't matter how much money I get, I could have like 20 quid spare and I'd end up wanting to spend £30 that week. Or I could have £200 spare and I'd want to spend 220. I always find things to spend my money on. Usually cigarettes and alcohol.
Nice song as well.
Living such a rock and roll life.
You really are, yeah.
No drugs on that though. I've never done that. But anyway. 2,000 trees overall. Yes. Give me a general overall. How was it?
I enjoyed myself a lot. I went into this one thinking I'm going to go mental, and I only really went mental one night, and then the other two it was very tame again. Which I find myself doing more and more now, which is really depressing. It seems like Bloodstock's the one for me where I kind of just let everything go and go for it. And I'm even more angry this year when I get to Bloodstock. So I think a bit of rage might come out, like drunk rage. Yeah. I feel like getting really hammered and being really angry because I haven't done that for a long time. Yeah. And I don't know, just like telling Chids to go fuck himself or something. I don't know. Just like, I feel like having a full-blown argument with someone this time and then crying and hugging them 2 minutes after, one of those. That's what I feel like this year. But yeah, sorry.
Someone buy him or make him a Ronnie Pickering T-shirt before Bloodstock this year, please. He'll walk around and say, "Do you know who I am?"
But yeah, so yes, trees very good. We'll go through it by days. From a band perspective, very weak for me. Very, very weak. In fact, the complete opposite of last year, where last year I felt like it was fantastic, but it was not a trees lineup, so it was very, very low attendance. This year is a very trees lineup, and it was rammed. So fair play to them, but they just didn't hit a lot of the points for me. There wasn't a lot of bands that I liked, but I still saw quite a few people. But yeah, overall, I don't know. I think last year for me was like a 7 or 8 out of 10. This year was a 6 or a 7 out of 10, I would say, overall. Still really good. Had a lot of fun with my friends. Very small group. It was me, Carter, Lauren, Chess, and Sammy. And Sammy would normally come to Download with us. Unfortunately, his brother's wedding was over Download, so he couldn't come, which he was really gutted about. So I think that him and Lauren booked this just to say we just need a festival because he was really upset that he couldn't come to Download. I'm sure he'll join us again next year. But yeah, so that was the reasoning for this one. And the funny thing about this festival is, when I sent them an email and I said to them, "Hi, I'll cover your festival for you and big it up and all that sort of stuff. Just let me in. Just insert here that Eric Andre meme of him. Let me man. Yeah.
Oh,
and they
I didn't know who he was.
They obliged. Other festivals, they think you only cover download, and they don't let you in. But we'll get to that anyway. So like I said, I was doing this thing this year, so I had all my stuff properly prepared, had it all stacked. I bought myself, for the first time ever, I bought a cool box, which actually ended up being really good idea. And to be fair, by the third day, it's not the best cool box. Sammy had like the best cool box I've ever seen in my life, and mine was like a cheap cool box, right? So by the third day, all of the ice had melted, but the water was still cold, so the beers were still cold. So for 2 days, one day it was ice, the second day it was a mix of ice and water, the third day it was just water, but it was still cold water because it kept it cold.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I was like, why have I never bought a cool box before? Because it goes perfectly on my trolley.
I was considering one for download this year. It must be an age thing. I
think it is an age thing. I've never looked at an ice box before, like a cooler bag, and been like, "Whoa, man, this looks cool as hell. This thing, what's this all about?"
I did see once. It wasn't people who were me, but they were in the sort of campsite next to us at download. It must have been around like 2006, 2007. They bought a wheelie bin. Like a little square one, not like a big wheelie bin that you do jousting on or whatever, but like a small square wheelie bin. And they were filling up with ice and water to put their beers in. And they were putting their ice and water in this for ages. And I thought, that's amazing. Like, you really came prepared.
Great idea. That's cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. I mean, when you turn 26, obviously, like I have this year, it must just it must just click something in you where you think, now I want a cool box. But it worked. So I put all my beers in there. Obviously bought everything for when we were going before, and then because I knew I was saving money, but I'll do this from now on forever, we were going to be barbecuing, so I bought a couple of disposable barbecues, and I bought bacon. I brought just stuff that I could keep in the cool box that I never could before. I brought sausage rolls with me, because they'd last in the cool box. I was like, this is magical. I can bring stuff that's not necessarily non-perishable. I could bring like actual food with me. So I had some sausage rolls. I think I had some other little bits and bobs like savoury eggs and stuff. And bacon. I'll have to get to this bit quickly, right? So I planned all this stuff, right? I bought gas. I bought everything. I forgot my mess tins to cook in. So I had my gas, but nothing to cook in. No utensils to eat out of. Nothing. But loads of canned food. Didn't bring a can opener. Forgot all of that. Literally, it was on the side. Vicky messaged me when I got there and she went, were you supposed to bring all this stuff that's on the side? And I went, yeah. I was definitely supposed to bring all that stuff. So that didn't work out. But the barbecue thing was really good. So we had I brought bread as well. So we toasted the bread. We made toasties. So Sammy had cheese and we both brought bacon. So we toasted the bread either side. Then we put cheese in it. We let the cheese melt a little bit, then put bacon, and then put another bit of toasted bread. So we were basically making what we were getting from the toasty van at Download, but for about 30p.
Yeah. Nice.
So instead of I did like the toasties at Download, don't get me wrong, but it was like £9 for a fucking toasty, where this probably cost us the equivalent of, I don't know, 50p.
Yeah, if you can buy it at home, then and take it with you, then it's so cheap.
Yeah, so I do recommend getting bread and just actually toasting it on the barbecue and then putting all your stuff in, and you actually just have just a fucking fat toasty, which we found to be the best thing we can do. So I'm going to do that at Bloodstock. But for Bloodstock, I've bought a really, really tiny fold-up barbecue. So it's not a disposable barbecue. It folds, it goes flat, then you turn it that way and it folds out, and then you put the thing on top. I saw a guy at Trees with it, and I was like, hey man, that's awesome. Where did you get that from? He's like, oh, I got mine from Amazon, but I think they sell them in B&M as well. I was like, that's awesome. So I just stole this guy's idea, went to B&M, and they had the fold-up barbecue in there. So that will be my new festival barbecue going forward. So I'm bringing that to Bloodstock and some coal. And we're gonna cook it up. But yeah.
Can I give you? Well, it might be advice if you've not heard of these, but
Go on.
Something we discovered a few years back now is you can get this wood wool, I think it's called, or wire wood wool or something like that. It's basically little spirals of wood that you put in to they're basically like firelighters, but they're far better than the white ones you get, the white plasticky type ones.
Yeah, they're shit.
Let me just start. Yeah, they are shit.
I was trying to light the barbecue in the garden, like, when was it? About 3 or 4 weeks ago. This thing did not fucking want to go. It was. Yeah. I had firelighters. I had it all. I think I'm really actually quite good at doing barbecues. It took me an hour to light this thing. The coals just didn't want to go. It was so frustrating. But I'll buy the little the little bags, so it won't. It should go up pretty easily. Yeah.
Even with those, they are called wood wool. I can get you a picture. You might be able to see it on my phone. Right. Gonna focus.
Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah. I've seen those before. I think I've seen them like outside Tesco's and stuff, but I've never actually bought them. I didn't actually know what they were.
They stay alight for ages. So it'll be long enough for it to catch the coals on fire. But yeah, I always use them now. No, nothing else.
Okay, because that's actually a really good tip, because we're having a barbecue baby shower.
Yeah.
A baby queue.
Baby queue.
Yeah, that's what Vicky's called it. Baby
there we
queue.
Go. There's the dad jokes.
That was Vicky, not me. That was mum jokes.
Mum jokes.
I don't want to be embarrassed when everyone's there trying to light them with these shitty lighters. So I'm going to seek those out and get them, dude.
They're amazing.
Nice one.
Cool. But yeah, they'll work for anything, whether it's just normal barbecue or even when I'm doing disposable barbecues now at, like, say, Download, I'll open it up and put 2 or 3 of them in there scattered around.
Nice.
So good.
By the way, everyone, this is a 2000 Trees episode, but it's also a 2000 Trees / chit chat episode, because we knew that we were going to go off all different ways in this one. So yeah. Sorry if you're here specifically for 2000 Trees, because this will go into 2000 Trees, but it will go to many different avenues as well.
Yeah, well, that's what we do. Yeah. By the end of this episode, we would have covered everything you have to cover about 2000 Trees. But yeah, like, obviously I didn't go. So, like you said, we'll have a chit chat as well. Any other little...
We have to get you to another festival that's not Download next year. I think that should be one of our aims should be to get you to another festival that's not Download.
Yeah.
Even if it's just fucking Slam Dunk for the day.
Yeah.
Like, we simply have to get you to I'm fed up of going.
Fed up.
Me fucking reporting on it, Yeah. I need you there with me.
All right.
On these
Just Giving. There we go. We set up a Just Giving page.
Go to the Just Giving page.
Get Adam to another festival. Some people are really, really greedy with these Just Giving things, like Just Giving. I want to host a barbecue for 100 people and I can't afford it. I've already sent the invitations out, so send me some money so I can host this barbecue and look popular.
That's a bit dread, isn't it?
Huh?
That's a bit dread.
Well, no, I just made that up on the spot.
No, but that sounds like something some of these people would do.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've already invited everyone. And by the way, if I don't get the money for this barbecue, I'm going to lose my house, or I don't know what the fuck they're going to say.
Yeah.
Hashtag get Adam to Slam Dunk. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Hashtag buy Adam some beer. There we go. I have a beer. If you buy me beer, that means I'm going to buy my own beer, which means I can afford to go to other festivals.
Oh,
there we go. There's a workaround. And
you have those. What is that? Buy me a coffee thing. Do you ever buy me a beer thing?
Possibly.
Start that one.
I know. I've said it before, but I couldn't believe Rob Flynn's his podcast. I listened to a couple of episodes, and at the end of the episode, he's just like, everybody listening out there, send us some money so we can buy some beer. Everyone else is like, join our Patreon, buy me a coffee, any donation or support will help. He's like, no, buy us some beer. Send us $20, not $5. We want to buy the good beer, not the crappy beer. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. But I bet it bloody worked because he's Rob Flynn.
He's all right, though. He's already made his money.
Yeah.
He's saying that from his giant fucking house that he's paid for.
Yeah.
He's under different circumstances than we are.
Yeah. I just find it funny.
That is good. I said that. I've said that on here before. Give us money.
Yeah, you said last
Give us.
episode.
I've got no shame at all. Just send us money, and we'll do more stuff. Give me money. Give me money.
Give me money.
Give me money. Literally, I'll say it on here. I am starting a Patreon at some point for my YouTube, and the video to the intro is just going to be me on the floor just begging for money. Just please give me some fucking money. No, it won't be that. Anyway, should we go back to 2000 trees? Anyway,
yes.
2000 tris.
Barbecuing. We're talking about barbecuing.
Barbecuing, yes, barbecuing. So I was just trying to find ways around spending money. So the barbecuing thing came in handy a lot. Then I just bought a shitload of snacks. But like I said, the cool box was a great idea. So I do recommend, and mine's only a cheap one from the range as well. It's not even a really expensive one. It won't last all of download, if it's hot especially. It was quite hot at trees, and it lasted 3 days. So unless you buy a top-notch one like Sammy did, where there was still fucking ice in there after 3 days, that's slightly different because of the seals and everything. But mine was just a cheap one, and I think it worked really well. So I do recommend getting one. And I will be bringing that to Bloodstock and, stocking it with beers and all that sort of shit. So, yeah.
I think that will be going on my packing list for next year for download, definitely.
Yeah, do it, dude. Do it, honestly. If you can get a better one than just the cheap one, I think the cheap one cost me like 25 quid. It's still great. But then when Sammy pulled his one out and I was like, it's got like properly seals at the top and it's big and it's got wheels on it and it's like it's the real deal, the proper shit. Yeah. If you can get one of those, get a better one. But if you can only afford the shitty one like me, it's not bad. It will last you. What the fuck? It's a cat. Cat was attacking my chair. But anyway, so trees officially starts properly on the Thursday, but kind of like Bloodstock, you can go from the Wednesday. So the Wednesday does have a small amount of bands that just play on the forest stage, and then you can camp there all day, basically. So, but you have to pay a little bit, like Bloodstock, you have to pay a little bit extra. It's not much. It's like 30 quid for the day or whatever to have that privilege. Though. Yeah. So, not bad. I had the opportunity to go on the Wednesday, but I didn't have that day off work and everyone I knew was going on Thursday, so I just didn't go on the Wednesday, basically. But I could have with the tickets that I had. So maybe next year. I don't know if I've got enough holiday left. But yeah, so that didn't go on the Wednesday, obviously. But I think Wednesday was Boston Manor and Dream State, who were like the main bands. But I will say, and I probably said this last year as well, the Forest stage is my favourite stage at any festival I've ever been to. It is the coolest, just the most awesome stage ever. It's fucking incredible. You should go to 2000 Trees just so you can watch bands on the Forest stage. It's that good. It's amazing. But anyway, so I went on the Thursday, and the weird thing about this is I kept on, in my head, because we're downloaders, I kept on thinking this thing ends on a Sunday, but weirdly, Trees ends on the Saturday. Yeah. So it goes Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday you go home. So it really messes with your head, this one, because on the last day, it's a fucking Saturday night. So you want to go mental because it's a Saturday night. You don't have work the next day. And if you have Monday off, you've still got 2 or 3 days till you go back to work. So it messes with your head when you go. If you don't go from the Wednesday, if you only go on the Thursday, it really fucks you. This is why I could never go to download on the Thursday. No, I couldn't. Because it would really mess my head up of being a Wednesday boy. Yeah. I know a lot of people do it, don't they? Wednesday boy. A lot of people do it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could. No, I couldn't. I think I have only ever been on the Wednesday. I've never ever turned up late on the Wednesday for download. I might have gone on the Thursday once, but fuck if I can remember which year it was. What? What? I was going to ask you a question about 2000 Trees a minute ago. Go on. It just reminded me of when I done that watch through of the vlog, and I forgot how much of a great Stone Cold impression Chid's done. He's like, 1 hat, what? 2 hats, what? 3 hats, what? But it sounds exactly like Stone Cold. I I hadn't watched that vlog since last year. When I was watching it with everyone, I was literally pissing myself at bits because I was like, I forgot how funny this was, how much of a good time I had, and how funny. If you don't spend a couple of weeks with Ben Chid's vids, Mr. Ben, and then you realise how funny he is again, because that's a funny man right there.
Yeah,
he is.
He is.
He is great. He's a great man.
But
yeah, did your question? Come on.
We're talking about food. We're talking about times of getting there. I don't know. It's gone. It's
okay,
gone.
if it comes to you, just tell me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Thoroughwares Day. I've said this multiple times before, and I'm repeating myself because this would have been the third time we talked about trees. But it is very, very close to where I live. When I was living in Cheltenham, it was even closer. Now I'm living in Gloucester, it only adds in about 5-10 minutes. So this thing is literally about half an hour away from where I live. It's insane that this amazing festival is my local festival, which is crazy. Or the most local, well-known sort of big festival. But yeah, so sick. So it's very, very short to get there. I went to pick up Carter. He put his stuff in the car, and then we were meeting the rest of the guys there. So we met in the car park. An absolute breeze. I will say, the only issue is trees is very hilly. So there's a giant hill you go down as you go in, but then you have to go back up that hill, and that's a fucking struggle. And the campsites they go up a hill. So you go up the hill to the campsite. So yeah, you can get very out of breath. And I am way more tired carrying my stuff to trees than I am at Download. Because I know Download has its hills, but Download, apart from that little bit you go up in Blue Camp, Download is way more flat than trees.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll let people know that. If you're camping in the big, normal campsite at trees, it can be quite hilly, depending on where. But we were right at the back because, Wednesday was so busy. I did notice as well, as soon as I got there, how much busier it was. The second we stepped into the arena, I was like, this is 5 times the amount of people that were there last year. Literally, it was so dead last year. I couldn't believe it. How good the lineup was and how dead it was so surprising. It was unreal. But yeah, it was very noticeable how busy Trees was this year. Were you going to say something there? Sorry.
Yes, I was going to ask the car park to the campsite. How far was that? Do you know, or roughly?
I'd say about 10 minutes.
Nice.
Depending, but it slows you down a little bit going up that hill. So
yeah,
it can slow you down a little bit. But yeah, about 10-15 minutes depending on where you are. So as Ben time this year, it was like 7 minutes 30 from the car to the campsite. So actually, Download's actually the easiest one to get. Because I'll tell you right now, the walk from your car to your campsite at Bloodstock is longer than the one at Download if you're doing Blue Camp.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's just the way it is, though, isn't it? You never thought Download would have the shortest walk to your tent.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we got there really early. I don't know how far that car park went back. There could have been some people at the other end of the car park.
You're only walking down that hill, and then you're basically where we were. You'd only add on a couple of minutes. So I still think it's very short. Well, if you're in Blue Camp now, it's very short. I don't know what the other ones were like. I'm guessing if you were in Orange or Purple or any of those, it would be a bit longer.
It was a bit of a trek to get to the car park there. Yeah, that was quite a big car park.
So, just because of where they are.
Yeah.
Hey, Kitty, what do you want? Oh, you're being a gorgeous one tonight, aren't you? Why do you want so much love? I'm trying to do a podcast here. Hey? It's a little back one, sorry.
Was there much traffic or anything getting in?
Nothing.
No?
Nothing at all. Straight in, park straight up, got your shit on, bang. Although, I saw something ridiculous for the first time ever. I'm sure you'll see it on the vlog. Sammy, my friend, had a giant backpack on with everything on, and he had his tent on his back. A Sendero 4. That's not a light tent.
No.
And he was just carrying it. I know he's a big guy, but still, you don't have your bag, all your stuff, and then your tent strapped to your back. That is
Can I just point
ludicrous.
After I said he's a big guy, Simon looked at his own arm muscles.
No, I didn't.
You wouldn't have seen. You did. I wish I was recording a video. He was like, he is a big guy, and then looked at your own arm muscles. Like you didn't tense them like I just did, but you were a jealous man of
I didn't mean to do that. No, he is a big man though. He's a big man. He's a big, strong man. So he managed to do it. I could never have done that. That's ridiculous. Especially not with that Rydell 500 I've got. You carry that thing on your back, fucking hell, get a hernia. It's huge. So it was really easy getting in. As always, it's very welcome. It's got the for such a big amount of people, it has the smallest entrance ever at Trees. I've never been able to get over quite how small the entrance is. It's literally like, you know, when you go to download and there's like a row of like 30 places to get in.
Yeah.
There's just 2. There's one in and one out, and that's it. So I just love how, even though this can have up to like, I don't know, 25,000 people or whatever.
I say I heard
20,000 people. It's still very quaint. Which is really, I don't know, it just makes you like the festival a lot more because you're like, oh, there's loads of people here, but how quaint is that entrance? Just look at it, tiny little thing. Yeah, like it's you love it. It's kind of cute. Yeah, it was hot, really hot, lovely, beautiful day. Like maybe a little bit too hot for the festival day. I was fucked putting the tent up. It was too hot to sit in there. So you set the tent up and went in and we're like, no, straight outside, and you were pointing out there as well. So it's good. This is not good. I really hope that Bloodstock isn't boiling.
Yeah. What was it last year or the year before that it was like?
Oh, it was 2022.
30, yeah.
Ooh,
so like 34 degrees or something it got up to.
Yeah. Disgusting. That was like, I can't handle the heat very well. I'm not like a very good with hot weather. I can survive, but I don't enjoy it. That was literally, I was just laying on the floor of the tent, just dying, man. Just like, I can't move. I can't go out and see a band right now because I'll die. It's too hot to be in here, but it's the same temperature as it is outside. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? So I just laid there. I think I was watching football on my phone. I was just like, I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. This is just far too hot. But luckily when it cools down, that's when and then it zaps your energy. So then by the time the evening comes and you want to go ravey-davey and go a bit mental, you're done. Because the sun's just absolutely zapped every bit of energy that you have. Yeah. I was surviving on Red Bulls that year, but now I'm off caffeine. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah. Do you know, I've worked with a few Polish people recently. And I was talking to them about the weather, and they said they would rather have 40 degrees back in Poland than 25 degrees here because it's so humid. Yeah, I think one of the questions I asked was like, is it a different type of weather? I've heard it is, but I just wanted to sort of ask somebody who's been there, or been there and done that, or experienced both. Yeah, and they said, it's just horrible and humid, both the hot heat and the cold. Different over here. It's just insane.
We're a special island, aren't we? Full of very special people in some regards. Let's just say that. Anyway, let's move on to bands. So we rushed in to see Static Dress on the main stage. So we rushed in to see. I set everything up. I think we went and done the second trip back to the car. Then we came back in, and I was like, "Yes, let's go see Static Dress." So we got in. We were a little bit late for them, so I think we only saw 2 or 3 songs, unfortunately. But they looked and sounded great. They were owning that main stage, and that main stage is so tiny. It's a big stage, but it's not a big stage. And when you see really good bands on that stage, it is an absolute treat because you think, I can see them from everywhere. I've got a perfect view. The sound's always really good, and it's just such a small festival. It's just like, fuck yes. Seeing bands you really like on that main stage is great. Although I think that they're the only band I saw on the main stage for the whole thing. So we saw Static Dress, and then we were like, cool, let's go watch another band. And then we went to Caskets, who I think we discussed Download, didn't we? They played Download. And I remember not being sure about them. I'm still not a fan of them, but I really enjoyed their set. I thought they were really, really good. They played on the Cave stage, which is the equivalent of the third stage. Not the size, but the third stage. There's 4 stages. That was the third stage. So Yeah, second from smallest.
I think they played Download 2023.
3, yeah.
Yeah, played last year. And I hadn't heard much of their stuff at that point, but I've heard a lot of their stuff now, and I really like them. So I didn't go and see them at Download. So I'd never heard of them before
Damn.
that.
Oh, well, that's cool.
But
they were very good. Yeah, they were good.
I was going to say, I think they are, I think they're quite similar, or one of those bands that sound a bit like Bring Me the Horizon that you don't usually particularly like.
I didn't think that, though, when I saw them.
No?
I didn't think they sounded like Bring Me. No, I thought they were more... I don't know. I thought they were more emo-y than Bring Me the Horizon stuff. So, yeah, that might have been my thought when listening to their music. But seeing them live, I did not get that vibe at all.
Okay.
They were very, very different. But I enjoyed it. They were really good. Singer was good. Crowd were liking it. There was a lot of their fans there. A lot of people singing the songs and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with Caskets. I thought they were really, really good. Really
awesome.
good.
Yeah, I'd like to see them at some point.
Yeah, they were good. They were very, very good. I didn't see another band the whole day. I literally... This is a festival that's so close to me. I bump into so many people. I bumped into my friend Liam that I haven't seen in 13 years, and just randomly bumped into him at 2000 Trees. So that's random. I bumped into my friend Joe. I bumped into my friend Alex. I bumped into so many people. I bumped into people that I'd never see at this festival. I see at Bloodstock. I saw my friend Evie here, and I was like, hello. She's like, oh yeah, I think she was working. And I was like, the fuck are you doing here? Like, I only see you at Bloodstock. But no, she was there as well. Like, I just bumped into so many people at this festival. And not people that know me through YouTube or anything like that. Actual people I know, I know these people, which was cool. So it's always good from that. I could go to this festival by myself and end up bumping into someone that I know, which is a really cool thing when it's a local festival. And there's, a lot of people going, but somehow they found their way to me, which was nice. So I literally just got absolutely hammered for the rest of the day. Me and Carter were knocking back the beers pretty strong, me, him and Sammy. And then we went to the silent disco, danced our asses off till about 2 a.m, and then went to bed. It was a fantastic first day. Weather was beautiful. Only saw 2 bands, which was obviously not a lot. But yeah, got absolutely trashed and had a great time. And again, I will say this: the best silent disco, hands down, at any festival.
Yeah.
Not even that. In venues, the best silent disco I've ever been to.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's site-wide, isn't it?
Yeah. You could sit at your tent. When we walked past, there was this group of guys, and they all had their headphones on, and you could see the headphones working because they're like colours light up.
Yeah.
And they were all going like singing all together because they're on the same channel. And I was like, this is amazing. They're just at the tents, just dancing because the signal just reaches there. So that's a really cool thing about Trees. Yeah, it is site wide. You pay a deposit, then I think you lose some of that money, but you get most of it back.
Yeah.
And then you get the money back when you hand the headphones back, and then it just goes back to you. Yeah, very cool. Very, very good. Highly recommended. I'm sure if you go to Trees, you'll see everyone, but you need to. Downloads need to look at this, and this is what they need to do. This is it. 2000 Trees, hands down, best one. Do you have any questions about Thursday? I said Friday again, but it's not Friday. It's Thursday. See what I mean? I'm already going into download mode where I'm like
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any questions. You said you arrived, you got tired, going up the hill.
I was knackered. I was fucked, man, honestly.
You cooked a bit of barbecue?
I felt 26.
Did you?
I really did feel 26, yeah. When I was going up the hill, I was like, I am 26. There's no two ways about it, boys. And I think I'm in pretty, decent shape as well. I go to the gym three times a week. I look after myself. I eat healthy. I think for a 26-year-old, I'm in very, very good condition. But even that was very taxing on me. I was, not having a good time going up that hill.
But what time did you end up going to bed, though? Did you get absolutely wasted and then have an early night? Or absolutely wasted and have a late night? Was it
No, we were up till about 2. and then
nice.
everyone went straight to bed. Yeah, everyone went straight to bed because we were so we danced for 2 hours straight. So for 2 hours straight, singing, dancing with the headphones on. So that does knacker you out. But I got really jealous because halfway through, Sammy got a pizza, and I was like, I can't buy anything.
I saw that in the vlog. Yeah, it did look good as well, didn't it?
Do you know how much I would have just loved to have just been eating a pizza then as well? Because I was really hungry. But I was like, no, Simon, you cannot do this. You've got a mission. So yeah, that was hard not to eat that pizza. I'll tell you, really, really hard.
Yeah.
But, mind over matter, I managed to do it.
Nice. I don't know if
then,
you're gonna. You said you only went crazy the one night. But what else is there to do in the evenings if you don't want to go to the silent disco and dance?
That's about it, really. They have other little things around, I think, but it's not like Download. There's no rides. There's no village area.
Okay.
The stage is closed. They become silent discos, and then you can do that. Excuse me, or you can go to your tent and get pissed. So. It kind of makes it better because you've only got the choice of those two things. So you either go there or you don't. So that bit of it works quite nicely because it might be... The other nights, people are like, we're just going to relax at the tents and just chill. Have a bit of a drink as well. Like, don't get me wrong, I got a bit tipsy every night. But, we didn't dance till 2 a.m. like we did the first night.
Yeah, okay.
But the thing is, for me, is I feel like it's kind of like what I get with the doghouse. Some people go to the doghouse every single night at Download.
Yeah.
That seems boring to me. Like, I can go once, definitely. I could maybe go twice, but there is no way you are getting me to the doghouse 3 nights in a row.
No.
Because that's just too repetitive for me. I can't. I'd rather do, even if it's just going to bed early, I'd rather do that than do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. But, I mean, we've spoken before about how, the party isn't in the campsites at Download anymore. It is up at District X. But like before, when there wasn't a lot going on, you would, everyone would know what the score is, and you'd sit around, play drinking games at the campsite and mess around and generally spend more time with each other. It doesn't really happen at Download anymore. Like, we'll see each other during the day a bit, but I don't think I saw you much at night at all this year. So sometimes it's a good thing when there's not much choice. Because you always find your own way of getting...
We would definitely see a lot more of each other at trees if we were to go together.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, but this was a very quiet year for me at Download, though, because Vicky being preggo...
Yeah, true.
It was quite a different one. Like, next year, who knows if Vicky's even going to go.
And
I can guarantee I will be a little bit more mental next year. So, it depends, though. Sometimes I'll have, 3 years where I don't do much.
Yeah.
And then I'll have a run of 3 years where I'm doing mad shit every night. So I'm just I'm on a bit of on a downward at the moment. There's a bit where I'm going to come up. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You haven't seen fully drunk, insane Simon yet. You haven't even tasted a bit of it.
With enough thoughts, prayers, and money, Simon will start to even out the curve and start coming back up again. No, I'm not sure if that came out right, but I think some of my best nights at Download have been sat around at a campsite with everyone else playing drinking games, and because everyone's on the same page. Everyone there who is sat messing around, I've found, is all there to get drunk. You don't have a couple of people trying to get drunk, a couple of people having to have a chat in an early night. Usually, if that's the only thing, then most people are there just get wasted with you, pass around all the concoctions of alcohol that everyone's made. Yeah. Some of the best nights have been like that. So yeah, I can see.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. Loads of my best nights at festivals have just been sitting around with my mates getting absolutely slaughtered. But anyway, on that bombshell, if you send us your money, that will help. So send us your money. Anyway, talking about mortgage rates going up and then just asking people to send us money. Fucking hell, what have we become? We are absolute tossers. Let's move on. Let's move on to the Friday.
we should at the end of this do a buy us a beer thing. We've already got Patreon ideas going, but we could do a buy us a beer. But you have to tell us exactly what beer you want us to buy with the money, and we go and buy it and drink it on stream or something like that, and see how it goes.
Yeah. Right? I like it. Right, send us your money. And can you put loads of like subliminal messages under while we're talking, just like send off your money? That'd be great.
If rumor has it, if you play this podcast forwards, there will be undertones of Adam and Simon asking you to send them money.
Has to be played forward. Don't play it backwards. God knows what that'll be. Okay, now. So let's move on to the Friday. The Friday.
Gotta get down
again.
Friday.
Not a.
Looking forward to the weekend. Sorry.
I'll be perfectly honest. I think I watched. I want to say 4 songs on the Friday.
I hope 2003 don't listen to this.
Well, I'm still promoting the shit out there festival and telling everyone how good it is, which I have been doing for the last 3 years.
Yeah,
I've said it a bit. Yeah, this just was not the lineup for me.
They're in the same conversation as Download and Bloodstock. That's probably enough. They're not.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. This is a very good festival, but the lineup was just not it for me this year. It was not it at all. We saw. Oh God, what band did we see? Hold on, I'll have to get my vlog up because I forgot. So Sammy, who we went with, there's little bits you can go and explore outside trees. So if you go down to the forest stage and you walk past it, there's like a nice little forest setup bit they've got there with all these wonderful lights and hay bales you can sit on. So on the Friday, I keep saying Saturday. On the Friday, we were like, dude, we've got to even if we don't go and watch a band, we have to show you the forest stage because it's just too cool. You have to see it. Yeah. So we went down there, and there was a band called High Regard playing. They were quite good. New metal-y, like quite heavy, but the girl was kind of singing Linkin Park Okay. Very young, but very good. I really enjoyed it. So we watched, I think, their last 3 or 4 songs, and then we walked around the forest. So showed him the stage. He was like, "This is fucking great." I was like, "Yeah, it's so good, so good." And he's like, "Oh man, I saw in your vlog last time when you saw the scratch here, and it looked mental." I was like, "Mate, that was one of the best gigs at a festival ever. Seeing the scratch on that stage and everyone just moshing, going crazy to the scratch was fucking unbelievable." That's one of the best gigs I've ever seen, let alone at trees. But anyway, so we were just walking around the little forest bit. We took some pictures and that. I'm sure you'll see like a group picture of us that was taken there. And yeah, it was just really nice. So we walked around the festival to all the bits that we hadn't seen. And yeah, just had a little walk around and then got more drunk. That was literally the entirety of Friday. Just got more drunk. Them lot went to see Bob Vylan. But I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I would have been the same.
Because I fucking can't stand him. But yeah, and then that was it. They came back to the tents. We all got quite drunk. This might have been the day actually. It was my friend Alex. We were standing in the same spot. There's a tree that's right next to the cave stage there, and me and him stood there for 3 hours, literally until the sun went down. And we stood there, and that was the day when I stood in that one position and everyone I knew just walked past me and bumped into me. That was when it happened. Me and him were just standing. We were talking about football, and like everyone just turned up. We were like, "Oh, hello." They were talking for like 2 more minutes. "Oh, hello." We literally, then we looked at our watches like, dude, we've been standing here talking to people for 3 hours. It was insane. It was lovely though. It was lovely weather, sunset and all that. So it was a great time. And then we went back to the tent, had a bit of food, had a couple more drinks, and went to bed.
Yeah,
it was cool. Very, very pleasant.
It's interesting you say about that sunset. Is that a place where people go to see the sunset at that, or is it just random place that you found?
Yeah, that's just where we stopped to talk to people. Yeah.
I'd been meaning to watch TPD's Glastonbury vlog for ages, and I've got around to I think I've watched like 2/3 of it recently. I haven't finished it, but yeah, there's a field where people just go just to see the sunset, and probably the sunrise as well. Actually, just like
nice.
Hundreds of people just go there just to see the sunrise and sunset. It's like that's cool. Like we need to go to Glastonbury one year as well, definitely.
And it's on my bucket list, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I've always wanted to go. I'd say since we've been doing this, and we've been delving into festivals more, so probably for the last 3 years, now it's really come onto my radar where I just really want to experience Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Like, just once at least,
I think it's been on my radar most of my life because I'm so close to it. And I think I've said before, we have like a big illuminated carnival here in like November, and a lot of the carnival clubs do security there. So a lot of people that I've known over the years have gone there, worked there, and then spent the other 2 or 3 days, whatever it is, at Glastonbury. So they're all coming back telling stories about it. So it's always been something I've wanted to try, but it's having the money and the time off just 2 weeks after download. Time off of work.
Yeah,
that's the hard thing.
See, I could probably get that off. I could probably get all that off for work if I really wanted to. It's just buying a ticket, but
do it before you need to use all your holiday for school holidays. Sometime in the next 4 years.
Yeah, maybe I should work it next year.
Yeah, well,
maybe I should apply to work for Glastonbury.
Yeah, we could apply for media at some point if you want. I don't know how. I think I heard TPD say that they are very strict on what media they let in because they don't need.
I'm guessing
extra
they
media.
would be. Yeah, they don't need it.
They sell
maybe
out, but
working though. I'd love to work it.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to work at a festival.
Yeah,
I think that would be a great. I would never work at Download because that's the big boy.
Yeah,
but if someone said to me, "Would you work Trees or Bloodstock?" Maybe. I'd work Glastonbury. If they said, you can work, 2 days or 3 days out the 5 and get 2 off or whatever. I'd be up for that.
Yeah.
I think I'd really enjoy it.
Want to work at a festival no matter what?
No,
I really don't. Yeah, but it's interesting. I think some people I've known have said that they just a security nowhere near the festival out at like a farm a couple of miles away just to make sure nobody's going there and like ransacking the place or anything like that. There's so security all round, not just in the festival itself, but. Yeah, it looked incredible. That's the first time I've ever seen anything other than like the main stages of the bands that the BBC have. Actual footage of around the festival itself, which is crazy. I've never seen anything like that before. But I assume a lot of people do it.
Do stuff. Yeah, probably be quite big. But yeah, no, definitely Glastonbury is on my list. I would love to.
Yeah,
I'd bloody love to.
Cool.
Do it. But yeah, that was Friday. It was a good day. A lot of day drinking. It was one of those where it was day drinking early night.
Right.
So, you'd go to the pub, you'd be in the pub all day.
Yeah.
And you'd be asleep by midnight, but you would have drunk the entirety from like 10 in the morning.
It feels like 3 a.m. What do you mean it's only 7 o'clock?
So it was one of those. It was a start early, finish early kind of day. And then it brings us to Saturday, which sounds weird, but the last day of 2000 Trees.
Yeah.
Not the Sunday, the Saturday of 2000 Trees. And it rained a little bit. Only a little bit, but it rained overnight. Yeah. But luckily the sun had come out in the morning and you would never have known because it dried everything up. So we were toying with the idea of going that evening. I mean, we live so close. So we went, okay, we're going to go. So we packed all our stuff up. Took it back to the car, and then thought, right, let's go in and enjoy some bands. One of my memories of this day was I was holding my penis in my hand, taking a wee, just to put you in the moment. And I thought, oh my God, I suddenly feel really sick, like I want to vomit. It's because Wargasm were on the main stage and I could hear it. So that made me physically sick. So that was the worst bit of the day, obviously. I could hear it and it went into my ears and I just went and then I puked all over my penis. That wasn't good. I didn't really.
Go on.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
What do you want me to say? So there were actually 2 bands on this day that I really, really wanted to see. One of them being Teenage Wrist. Which are a band that I absolutely love, and the other one being Creeper, a band that I absolutely love now, didn't used to. But yeah, so Teenage Wrist were on, I don't know, like middle of the day-ish on the second stage. So that was really cool, really good. Like I said in the vlog, very weird set. They played like an absolute banger to begin with. Loads of really weird tracks that are really good, but they're none of the bangers. They've got like 12 bangers, and they played all the weird stuff in the middle, and then they played another banger at the end. So the weird set, which was still very entertaining, very good, they were great, was sandwiched between two bangers, and all the middle was like very weird early stuff, and then some of the heavier stuff from the new album, which I don't think is that great. So yeah, they were still very good. Really, really enjoyed them, but they could have played a better set, I think, song-wise, not performance-wise. They were still very good. Singer sounded great. Drummer was cool. And we were right at the front, which is fucking fantastic. Really, really, really close to them. And then a little bit later in the evening, headlining that stage would be Creeper, who legitimately put on one of the best performances. Well, definitely one of the best performances I've ever seen at Trees. Yeah, like fucking unreal. And now I'm really, really annoyed that I said I won't see them at Download because I'm going to see them at Trees.
Yeah.
And because my days were already jam-packed with bands. But now I really, really wish I saw them at Download as well.
Yeah. Because
that was a show and a half. And I think it's absolute ballsy to start your set with a... How many minutes is it? Hold on. Let me just find out how many minutes this thing is. And then I'll... Why am I doing it on there? Hold on. Give me a second. I just want to find out the exact time. Adam is a bitch.
Yep. I'll take that.
Fuck his arsehole. Oh, yes, I am. I'm gonna fuck his arsehole. Sorry. So
was that waiting music? Was that on hold music?
That was the waiting music. Do you like it? I'm going to fuck his arsehole. I hope you're not listening to this through a Bluetooth speaker at work. I'm going to fuck his arsehole. So it's very ballsy of Creeper to start their set with a 9-minute rock opera, which they start the new album with. And it was only halfway through this song that Carter standing next to me realised this is all the same song. And I was like, I know, because it's like, it's sort of rock opera, so it's very up, very down. There are nice quiet bits with piano. There are big, guitar parts where it's singing. There are bits where there's loads of backing vocals and everyone's all, just typical Meatloaf style rock opera.
Yeah.
So I think it was just really ballsy to just open with it and be like,
yeah.
When they started playing the intro, I was like, this is really cool because I fucking love this song. And I really hope they play all of it. And then you're about 5 minutes in and you're like, they're fucking playing all of it, aren't they? And then you got to the end, it was like, they fucking played all 9 minutes in all of its glory of this song. So it was a very new album heavy set. I think they played 7 or 8 songs from the new album. And I think it's a fucking masterpiece. So I was more than happy to oblige. Although I have got into some of the stuff before now, and I do like that stuff as well. So it was basically just a very fucking good set. Yeah. And Creeper fans are very... loyal. Like,
I can see that.
I saw a few t-shirts across the weekend, and then literally on the Saturday, every single fucking t-shirt at this festival was a Creeper shirt. It was like they'd crawled out of their graves in their Creeper shirts and just gone, right, I'm here to see Creeper. Like it was awesome and quite scary at the same time that all of these people just came from out of the woodwork, just all these Creeper fans.
Yeah.
To which I am one now, and have been for about 6 months. So yeah, very, very cool. But great performance, sounded great. Band were incredible. It honestly, it was amazing. It was. I was singing my heart out for the whole gig. It was really, really good, really powerful. It reminded me a lot of how powerful Ghost are live.
Yeah.
How much they make you want to sing along with the songs, and how much power is in those lyrics and those vocal lines. That's really what it reminded me of. If you had Ghost headline a show, you should have Creeper as support and then Ghost. I think that would just be or have Night Flight Orchestra first, then Creeper, and then Ghost. That would be the ultimate gig for me, I think.
Yeah.
That would be just wonderful. And I'm really disappointed because Night Flight Orchestra kind of sound like a more camp version of Ghost. And they're playing on the Sunday of Bloodstock, and I won't be there.
You'd be corn, wouldn't you?
So I'm quite annoyed about that, even though the Corn show will be fucking unreal, and I can't wait. It's going to be a strange one. But yeah, that's it really. We watched Creeper, and then I went home, which was a very short drive away. And I was going to get kebab, but then I realised I wasn't driving past a kebab shop on the way back that it took me. I would have had to drive into Cheltenham, and I couldn't be bothered. So I just got a KFC, which I haven't had in quite some time.
Nice.
And you know what? Really good.
Yeah.
I got the what did I get? I got a meal. I got a box meal. I can't remember which one I got, but it had the supercharger sauce in the burger. So it was the hot burger,
right?
2 hot wings, chips, and gravy.
Nice.
And it was fucking excellent. Yeah. So I haven't had KFC in ages, but the hot wings especially were only 2 little hot wings. Really good, really nice. Nice bit of kicks in that supercharger sauce as well. My brother was always banging on about it for ages.
Yeah.
So why is he fucking banging on about this supercharger sauce all the time? But he's right. It's really, really, really good. Really good. So that was a nice,
cool,
fulfilling end. I sat on my sofa and I was like, I just had a really good time, and I've got a KFC now, and I'm home in half an hour.
Yeah.
Life can't be that bad.
And you had a day off as well the next day. I
had a day off the next day. So it was like all good things, basically. Yeah. And then I got home and me and Vicky instantly had an argument.
No.
Which soured the whole I don't think she can hear me. Which soured the whole thing. So I ate my KFC, come upstairs, and we had a full-blown argument. Well, not full-blown. We never shout at each other. We had a disagreement.
Yeah.
At very low. We never raise our voices. It's just like a talk. And then we both went to bed annoyed. So the end of the end wasn't good, but the end of the end was good.
Yeah. My brain is not working. I can't follow on that.
But anyway, overall, as I've said this a million times before, I think this is a fucking fantastic festival. It won't cost you a lot of money. It doesn't cost a lot of money to go. It's so close together. Everything is great. Honestly, if you love going to festivals and you haven't been to 2000 Trees, you are missing out. The lineup was not the one for me this year. I only saw about 5 or 6 bands over the whole weekend. I still just have the best time. And I think that this festival just needs to have more people go to it so they can get bigger and better bands to play. Not that the bands that play are crap, but I'm just saying we need to support this festival because it is a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
And it definitely needs our support. So, yeah, I just love it. I will be there next year.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get there with time. Like, it's easy to think these things should just blow up one year and then they'll be part of it. But generally, it doesn't work like that, does it? You do have to build over time. I know I've said that.
I think they've been going. I think the first one was 2007.
Really?
I think.
Bloody hell.
So they've been going since 2007. Yeah. Obviously started very small. Didn't start as a 25,000 people. So, So just a little bit smaller than Bloodstock. I think Bloodstock gets up to 30,000. I think Trees is around 20 or 25. So, a little bit smaller than Bloodstock, but still, punches are... And sometimes really knocks it out the park and punches above its weight when it comes to getting bands. When I think, fucking hell, how did they get them? That's because it's such a small festival. Like seeing Bullet for My Valentine on that tiny little main stage last year was literally mind blowing. I was like, how have they got them to play? And they got Turnstile and Skindred last year as well. I was like, this is insane getting those sorts of bands to play these festivals.
Yeah.
Like Turnstile should be headlining stages at Download. They're so popular, let alone, playing 2-3 bands under the headliner at Trees. Don't know how they got away with that one.
Yeah. I tried listening to both Turnstile and Teenage Wrist recently, Another question. I'll come back to that. Another question I was going to ask was, but did you pop into? Did, it's been hot today. My brain is not working. Did you bump into anybody else? Like, I know Rob from the Outpost Project was there. The Ragamuffins were there. You pop in again. What am I down about? You know what I'm saying. You bump into anybody like that?
I bumped into a few people, but I was very drunk at this point. So God knows, I think Rob got me in his vlog, and I've watched a bit of his vlog. I haven't got to it's very long.
Yeah.
If you listen to this, Rob, fucking hell, mate. Jesus Christ. Now I struggled to get an hour. Fucking hell. I was very drunk, so I don't even want to know what I was like. Because I was day drunk a lot for this festival.
Yeah.
So anyone that come up to me or said hello, which I did see quite a few people. So again, thank you for coming up and saying hello. But I was very drunk, so I apologise for anything that I said or done, or I don't know if I groped you in any way or anything. I don't know. I'm just apologising for everything right now. Okay.
Yeah. No, I actually agree about the length. So yeah, Rob, if you're listening. So there are some people who do vlogs by day instead of do several vlogs, and I think you might benefit from doing that, because you'll be able to get, because the download one was really long as well, and it took him quite a while to get it out. So you might be able to get it out a bit quicker then, and have more people watch it because it's not 2.5 hours long. But that's just my opinion. That's what I thought. So I haven't been able to. I never finished the download vlog. I think I've watched some of the Trees vlog as well, but not all of it. So, yeah, you do what you want. That's what we do.
Have you started watching any download vlogs yet?
Not really.
Have you watched my one yet?
No,
or Chid's, or Stew's, or no, none of them.
No, no.
It's fine. I like that though, because are you gonna use those for the build up next year?
I don't know.
Next year you'll be like, oh, I haven't seen these vlogs.
Yeah,
this is gonna be amazing. It's gonna get me pumped for next year.
Yeah. I don't know. So I've like I said before, I've kind of had a bit more of the blues than I normally do. I was going to say this at the beginning actually, but I forgot. I'll come back to what I was saying a minute ago. But I have struggled to get motivation to do really very much, or to do anything for the podcast recently. Obviously, we've been recording the episodes. I've got a big to-do list of stuff that I need to do, and believe me, I love doing it once I start doing it. I've been there spending 3-4 hours just making one little sort of poster to put out on Instagram, which isn't going to gain anything for us, but I love doing it. And I'm sure you know as well, actually, Simon. Not too much recently, but there have been times where I'd message you at 12:30 on a Saturday night, going, "Oh, just had this amazing idea.
I got this idea.
I've been doing
this idea. Yeah.
I've been doing this for the podcast for the last 3 hours. What do you think of this?" And it's it's Saturday night. What am I doing? But no, I do genuinely love doing everything I normally do for the podcast. But I've struggled to get motivated to start doing it. So. Get you. Yeah, since downloads. So.
Can we all just please, everyone that's listening to this, can we get a tiny little golf clap right now? I want you to put your hand just in the palm of your other hand and just get a nice light tap for Adam and all the hard work he does for the show. Here we go. 3, 2, and clap. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If you clapped.
Don't want to do a loud clap. I just want everyone to. So it's just the thought of someone clapping isn't as good as the thought of someone just doing that light sort of golf clap for you. Just congratulations, well done.
I actually can't hear it coming through your end because there must be. I know Discord changes it, so if it's too loud, it will cut it out. But if it's too quiet,
this is too quiet. I think. I don't think we'll hear that. Yeah.
But yes, no, I wanted to get that in because I was speaking to a guy, Will. A little while ago, actually, about he used to work in branding. So I was talking to him about the podcast, and he's looked at everything we do, and he actually got back to me and said some really cool ideas of how we can have. This is quite funny. How we can word the intro and the bios in our social medias and everything, which is really cool, and I appreciate that. And I haven't got around to doing it yet. That was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I'd got round to doing that, you might have just been able to get a Bloodstock accreditation. Because our bio wouldn't just say, "We love download." or whatever it says. Because he gave me some really cool ideas. But yeah, so thank you. I will get around to doing that. But yeah, I just wanted to explain that a little bit. I've struggled a little bit. I'm all right, but it's just starting to do something for the podcast. There's been a bit of a struggle. There's a few other things that I've needed to do. But get the shop up and running. We've still got those T-shirts. I need to get a shop going. I've been saying that for months, so people can actually buy it online and not have to come to the Discord for it, and loads of other stuff, designing things. Yeah, but anyway, I'll get there. I'm fine.
We're still though, like, I know we said before, like, podcasts only last. I still feel like we're only on our infancy.
We are, absolutely.
Like, I still feel like we're only just beginning. I'm sure to other people that have been listening the whole time, it feels like we've been going for a long time, but in the grand scheme of things, this is right at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I'll tell you something really interesting, actually. A couple of days ago, I was looking at our stats, and there was just a massive peak. And I looked at it, I showed Kelly, and I was like, it was over 100 downloads in one day. But we haven't released an episode. Look at these two peaks. That's release days. And then this one, and it obviously goes down a little bit into the next release day. And it's over 100 in one day again. And yesterday I looked at it first thing in the morning when I got up. And I was like, 43 downloads already? What are you talking about? And there's this one person downloaded 43 different episodes yesterday. There was a few others later on in the day, but yeah, I could see the stats, and it was like someone's catching up, or someone's starting from the beginning. So thank you, we appreciate you. Tell your friends about us.
Yeah, we really do. Tell your friends, please tell your friends. But they tell their friend. And so on, and so on, and so on.
Oh, that's insane. I have actually been planning on writing down as well how long each episode is, and working out if we were to have a room dedicated to Dear Download podcast at Download that starts playing our stuff from 12 o'clock Wednesday morning when Download starts, where it would get to by, is it 9 o'clock Monday morning? They say officially that everyone should be out. What episode and what we would be saying at that point, how far Download can get. Yeah, but it's fucking, I haven't done it yet. But anyway.
No, if you can do that at some point, that's a great idea, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I was saying about, did you meet Rob and anybody else? Because I noticed the Ragamuffins, they put on Instagram, like they went around talking to people with like little microphones saying, one album that everybody should listen to. It could be any album. And Rob said it was either Turnstile. No, I think it was Teenage Wrist that Rob said.
Oh, Earth is a Black Hole.
Yeah, and somebody else said Turnstile. Was it? No. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I listened to both of them, and I couldn't get into either of them.
Really?
Yeah, I really couldn't.
The Turnstile one.
It's modern music for modern people. No, I could understand it. I could get that. I could understand why they were popular, but it's just the sound. I wasn't that keen on the sound that either of them had. But yeah, I thought I can
understand you not liking the Teenage Wrist one because I think it might be a bit emo for you. But the Turnstile one, I thought there might be at least something there, especially in the faster tracks. But I'm not saying you have to. You don't have to like anything, mate.
See what album it was that I listened to. My phone has been awful recently. Am I on the Wi-Fi? I am. Oh, there we go. Teenage Wrist and then Turnstile. Which one did you say? Teenage Wrist was the Black Hole one.
Teenage Wrist, Earth is a Black Hole. If you listen to Still Love, it's not even near as good.
Glow On was the other one by Turnstile.
Yeah, for me, Glow On and Earth is a Black Hole are legitimately both 10 out of 10 albums. They are. Yeah. There's no way those two albums could be any better, in my opinion.
I think I only got to like the third song of Glow On. I might listen to it some more. I listened to it on the way to work, and I was only about 15 minute walk, and after that, once I got to work, I didn't want to put it back on.
As soon as Blackout kicks in, Blackout in the middle, I'm like, oh mate, gone off. I'll tell you what, you see him live, it might change your mind, because fucking hell,
maybe
they're unreal, man.
Yeah, I thought that was quite cool. That we haven't really done much with the Ragamuffins. I haven't watched much of their stuff, but I think it might have been Rob actually suggested them for our end of year episode we get a load of other content creators on. So I think I will look at more of their stuff and
we'll reach out to them.
Yeah, reach out, and we'll get Rob on if we can, because I like Rob. But yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, it was cool. I thought it was a really cool idea that they were doing. It wasn't just we're a podcast. What do you think of our podcast sort of thing? It was actually asking genuinely cool questions that made me want to listen to those albums as well. Yeah, which was quite cool.
I've always thought of doing that. I thought my initial dream would be to be like one of the old MTV presenters. You know, someone who goes to the festivals and interviews the crowd and interviews bands and does all that sort of stuff. But that content doesn't really get you anywhere unless you're already established or working for like Metal Hammer or, you know, Rock Sound or Livewire or any of those sort of things. So I sort of chose not to go in that direction with my stuff, where I could have gone down the interview route. Like we said about this podcast before, we could have interviewed a ton of bands. Yeah. I'm sure we could have had a ton of great bands on the show. But I think when people sometimes see the episodes and they go, well, I don't like that band, so I'm not going to listen. Yeah. Where with this, we do more of a broad... Yeah, we do more of a broad spectrum where we try and capture everyone, because I think every episode has something for everyone. Yeah, which I feel is a bit better. We have the odd thing where we do interview people, but we're normally interviewing people in the same sort of industry that we are. So that should be interesting because they're very similar to us. So I get what you mean. But I've thought about many times, I mean, I've got a million microphones here, about including interviews in my vlogs, but interviews with fans, not with like going up and being like, hey, what's your day today? Who did you see? You know, with an actual microphone. So I think that's something I've always wanted to incorporate in, but I've just never done it. I've never pulled my finger out and done it. And if I do it now, they're just going to think that I'm copying them. So
yeah. Oh, Chid hasn't done it, so you can't be copying.
That's true. I can only ever do what Chid. I've done home vlogs. I've done vlogs about just me and Vicky, so that's ripping off Chids, and I've done festival vlogs ripping off Chids. Although
Chids does vlogs from his house, you've done vlogs from Chids' house.
I literally ripped him off.
He's doing a vlog in Wales. I must go to Wales and go to his house.
Why
to do
doesn't
a vlog.
he hate me? Why doesn't he hate me? I should be his like enemy, shouldn't I? Like we should have a rivalry, not a friendship.
Well, be careful what you wish for. Last episode we were talking about her. Getting a picture of him with no clothes on by a fireplace, and he did it. Don't ask him to hate you, because he might hate you by this time tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Yeah, this time tomorrow after the podcast is out. For me, I mean, well, yeah, like you just said, I would actually prefer to go to Download and interview the staff. That's something I might ask them for next year. Can we have like a tour around the arena on the Thursday or something? Just get Jenny and Danica to get us in one of those little golf carts and just drive us around to all the cool people working, and so we can actually show what it's like behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and like I said, I was going to ask, because in our email, in our email address, because we had loads of emails from 2000 Trees, from like the promoters and everything, and from the agents saying like, this band is here, do you want to interview them, and this band is going to be here at this time, do you want to interview them? And I was going to ask if you interviewed anybody, but like you just said, it's not our thing. I'd rather interview staff, but also like you just said, I mean, we can do whatever we want. We don't have to be strictly bands. We've got lined up Sean, I think it's Sean from Loki Films. Adam Leader hooked us up with him. And that's such a cool idea, and it's going to be an interesting topic, an interesting episode, just talking about music videos, you know?
Yeah, I like that.
It's so cool. And so I might sort of match that up with another photographer I know, Josh. As he came on the podcast before, episode number 5, because they played at Bloodstock.
Well remembered. Oh, of course, yeah.
Because at one point, actually, because our episodes 5 and 6 were both about Bloodstock. At one point, 1/3 of our episodes were about Bloodstock, but we only we only talk about
we only do download content. Yeah, we only do download content, guys. This episode here isn't even about another festival called Trees. We only talk about download, apparently. Fuck you now.
But yeah, sorry, I just went on a bit of a rant, or not a rant,
I like
a tangent there, saying
just went off on one.
We do what we want to do. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
and it's cool. It works.
Hopefully it's entertaining to everyone still. Hopefully you're not just annoyed with us by this point already. You're like, God, I wish these guys would just shut the fuck up. I mean, what are they even talking about now?
Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about. How did we get here?
How downhill has this podcast gone? This podcast has just gone so far downhill. It's unreal. I think it's got better, but I'm sure other people would say the opposite of that. Yeah,
there's got to be. Which is fine. We're not for everyone. We don't want to try and be for everyone. Because you start to go downhill very quickly if you try and be for everyone. Or you end up like an idiot, a bit like the big idiot from interviews of the people. He was exclusive to Spotify. Joe Rogan, that's the one. He interviews too many people and he just agrees with the most intelligent person in the room. That's what he does.
Yeah, it's not good. I enjoy some of his stuff, but not all of it.
Yeah. Anyway, so my question was, I assume we didn't interview anybody this year because it was somebody Fox, Josh from Foxjaw last year you interviewed.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, nothing this year. Like I said, we're still trying to toy with what we're actually doing on this podcast, so we don't know how it's going to go going forward. But like I said, it's something I'd like to incorporate, but I think that might be more for my own stuff rather than here.
Yeah. Sorry. Another thing I should have just said actually. I mean, that's what I was thinking going through because I thought you probably would have told me beforehand if you had interviewed anybody. But like, this is what we do. We sit and talk about it, and it's what people listen for. People I don't think people listen for interviews. So I was thinking like if trees look at this and go, "Oh, you didn't interview any bands," but this is our podcast. What our podcast is. We talk about it, and Simon has this massive superpower that makes people want to listen to bands or do things that he talks about somehow.
Yeah. I really want people to go to 2,000 Trees.
Yeah.
So go to 2,000 Trees. I can guarantee you won't regret it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's it. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
We're done.
There was no comments on your thing from last episode where you said like, all right, we're gonna go. Leave a 10-second gap, and I left a 10-second gap, and nobody commented on that. But one thing I was going to ask from just a minute ago, actually, you said about what you wanted to do, like interviewing people. You thought about going in that direction. You said to me once that you wanted to do something about. Oh my God, was I drunk at the time? I'm
interested about what you're going to say now.
Name an old metal thing.
Please remember. Name an old metal thing.
It down. I can't remember what you said it was now. It would have been in my head like 5 minutes ago. But I think they just went round to like doing all the tours and interviewed bands.
Oh, Headbangers Ball.
Headbangers Ball, that's the one. An old metal thing.
That would have been my dream. Yeah, my dream would have been like if MTV was still a thing to be like the UK presenter for like a UK Headbangers Ball to like go to all the tours, interview all the bands, introduce all the music videos. Basically, I was born two decades too late. Because if it was the 80s and 90s and I was the age I was now, I could be the fucking presenter for MTV and do all that cool shit. But people don't really do that stuff anymore. They do on YouTube and for like big channels, but no one from those channels is going to come and pick me out specifically. But yeah, that would have been my dream. I think that would have been incredible to be on tour. I mean, my real dream would be to be the singer of a band that's massive, but that's a much harder thing to achieve than to. But also listening to my new band, Ashes by Dawn. That's the new band name, by the way. If you haven't,
how and where can we listen?
You can listen nowhere.
Oh, fuck's sake!
Because we haven't recorded anything yet. Wow. Although I did scope out the location for our first music video the other day. So we're just getting our logo made now, and then we've got 7 songs that we're practicing over and over again. So we're going to start gigging at I don't know, October time maybe.
Nice.
And we are going to go into the studio and record a single as well and a music video. So it's all going to happen. By the end of the year, all will be revealed.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited. I've been away from music for far too long, playing in band and singing and doing stuff that I love. And I'm really these guys are really good as well. So I am in a very, very good band, very good quality. And I'm looking forward to everyone hearing it at some point. But anyway, yeah, it'd be good. But yeah,
awesome.
But yeah. What were we saying? What were we talking about?
I was just imagining anybody else saying that. I am in a very, very good band. Those exact words. Like, if you're obviously, we know you're talking about the rest of the guys, but yeah, it could have sounded funny if you were to hear it from
another perspective.
Yeah.
I mean them, not me.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yes. Sorry. Going back to what you were saying. Your dream. My dream is for in 2 years' time for this podcast to be no more. Oh, that matters about too much. What I currently would want for us is for me and you to be the ant and deck of the metal world. So, so they have the metal global gods or whatever it is. It global gods, metal gods. We are the go-to people to get to do the things. Anything. You need someone to introduce a one-man band on a stage in a festival in Finland. We are the people they pick.
We're the guys to do it.
The hand and deck with everything. The presenters for everything. That'll be cool.
All the rock shows. We present the Kerrang Awards. We present the Golden Gods. We're all over the place. The Heavy Music Awards. We're just all over it.
Rock Idol.
We're the guys to go to. Yeah.
Rock Idol.
Rock Idol.
Pop,
all of it.
Yeah.
We're just the guys.
Britain's Got Metal.
We're on Scuzz. We're on Kerrang. Oh no, wait, they don't exist anymore.
But anyway, if you want to know more about that, come back for our episode with Loki Films, and we can listen to. Anyway, we are going on. Right, we've gone a bit silly.
Yeah, sorry.
We've gone a bit silly.
It's hot. We're
hot.
in silly moods. It's just, this is the way the podcast has gone. We liked these podcasts to be as natural as they possibly can. This is just the way it's flowed.
Yeah.
This is the way it's going. No, we're not going to stop the tide. It's too late.
Yeah. Do you know what else is silly?
What?
Bloodstock not giving you accreditation. I think it's time. I think it is time.
Do you think it's time?
Yeah.
To go. What are we going to do here? What are we doing here? Because we need to tread lightly.
Yes.
But we also need to reveal some things to people.
We do.
I feel like our listeners deserve transparency, and that is what we will always give you guys. If we think something is shit, we will say it's shit. If we think something is great, we will say. We are not going to sugarcoat anything for you guys. You guys are getting the truth, nothing but the truth.
Yeah,
all the time from us. We will be 100% honest with you guys always.
I don't know.
Well, okay, I'll give you the story anyway. So, obviously, we have reached a point now with this podcast where we are part of the media outlets. We cover the festivals. As you see before, we've been invited. We're very, very lucky enough to be invited to the Download Media Day and stuff like that, because we cover the festival in whatever type of way we cover festivals, and we relay that information to you lot. That is media. So what you do as a media company, and we are an official limited company now.
Well, we are, yeah, good point. Yeah,
we are. Well, I don't think we've mentioned that, have we? We are actually a limited company.
Joint directors.
We are joint directors of Dear Download. Thanks to all of you guys, we've had to actually do that. But so how it works is, because I don't think we've ever explained this. So we would apply for what is called a media accreditation for a festival. So that means we would message a festival and say, we would like to be accredited to go to this festival. That means we would get a media pass and a ticket. So we would have access to the media areas of the festival, and we would also be able to go to the festival as we are covering it as a media outlet. Now, we have been given media for... Trees, Download. We're lucky enough to play Download this year.
Did you have
and all that sort of stuff?
Or did you not apply?
Yes, for Slam Dunk as well. Yeah. So we do cover all. We do episodes about these. We cover them. We promote these festivals. We tell you guys what we think about them. But we do try to encourage you to go to them, because 90% of the time they're great. I love Trees. I love Download. I love Bloodstock. and now I like Slam Dunk. So we've promoted all these things. So I applied for obviously as ads not going, for a media accreditation for this year. And I won't be specific with names or anything like that. But when you do this, you give them your details to say, we're from this outlet, this is what we do, this is how we're going to cover the festival. And judged on that, they say to you, okay, cool, come along. There's your media accreditation.
Or
we had a message. We had a message back from someone at the Bloodstock team that just said, unfortunately, you've been declined media this time. And the reasoning behind that was because of the name of our podcast was Dear Download. They couldn't wrap their heads around why a podcast that just covers download, which means that they done absolutely no investigation into what we do, what we cover, how many episodes we've done or whatever. They just saw the name and said, we can't give you an accreditation for this festival because you're a download podcast.
Yeah.
Which is 100% untrue. We actually have more episodes not about download than we actually do about download. So straight off the bat, completely wrong. But it was also the responses we got back were kind of, how would you put them? Wind up-ish? I don't really know how to...
Gatekeeping is one of the first things that came to my head, with Gatekeeper, with this whole thing. And what is the right word? Not derogatory, but yeah, along the same lines of wind up-ish. I can't think of the right word. Condescending.
Yes. Condescending would be what... I mean, listen... You can't judge emails as well. Sometimes people, I know this from work. So the way sometimes people write emails to you and you go, you arsehole, because it sounds like they're being a dick, but you can't get tone from an email. So some people speak very differently to the way that you would speak. So you won't get the same tone they would say that in. It's the tone you're reading it in.
Yeah.
So
that's a very good point.
What they're writing might not be arsey at all, but you're reading it in a certain way because that's how you think people like that talk. But they might not talk like that at all. So very condescending emails back to us about that. And the last one being the worst one, because it was like, okay, I went back and I said, well, we don't just cover download. We cover loads of other festivals as well. But I didn't want to push too much and, just they don't give it to us. They don't give it to us. We're not going to say, oh, we massively deserve this and, oh, God, we've earned it. I mean, the reason why we're getting a little bit upset about it is we love Bloodstock. You guys know we love Bloodstock. I cover Bloodstock on my YouTube channel. We cover Bloodstock here. It's the fact that they didn't even look at what we do. Yeah. They just looked at the name and didn't say anything straight away. And that's what really annoyed me about it, because it was like, well, that means they're not checking anyone's stuff.
Yeah.
They're just picking people. They're not actually looking at what anyone does, which is the whole point of you sending their stuff, is that they look at what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, we could be completely wrong. The person listening to this might be the person that sent, they're not going to listen, are they? Because they didn't even fucking look at it. But I'm just saying, we could be completely wrong, and there could be a completely another reason. But by the emails we received, it sounds like, air quotes, we only do download content.
Yeah.
And apparently people that cover download aren't allowed to go to Bloodstock for some reason. Why would you not want the download people looking at Bloodstock? That makes no sense to me, as it's a way bigger festival. So you've cut out an audience straight away. So not good thinking on their part straight away.
Yeah.
Something that's come from something bigger to put eyes on your product. Why wouldn't you want them there? I mean, how does that make sense? In fact, that we should have been the first people on the list to get the accreditation.
Yeah.
Why would you not want people who go to download, listen to a download podcast, air quotes, listen to an episode about Bloodstock?
I've been trying not to cut in because I've got my own things to say as well after, but that's exactly one of my points. Like, say 10% of our listeners do Bloodstock and download. That's 90% of our listeners are potential customers for Bloodstock.
Yeah. Why?
Like, you got a Bloodstock podcast, only Bloodstockers will listen to that podcast, pretty much. So they aren't your potential new customers.
So you've heard it here first, guys. Bloodstock don't want any new customers. They don't want new people going to the festival. This person doesn't anyway. They just want the people that are there.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So
if you're new to Bloodstock, don't bother going. They don't want you there.
Downloaders are your biggest customer base. That's the people who you want to become. You don't want to be approaching fan bases that go to Glastonbury and say, you come to Bloodstock. That's a completely different fish. I think that's what I'm saying. You want to be you want to be us.
They're like brother sister festival. Yeah, totally. They're in the same ballpark. Why? I hope you guys are understanding the reasons for us saying this. Like, we're not saying this because we're entitled. We simply don't understand why you wouldn't want to have more. Do you know what? It doesn't matter because we're going to fucking cover the festival anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to cover it anyway because I'm going. But it just doesn't. I just can't fathom why you wouldn't want someone to because then I might have said, well, I can't actually afford to go. And then they don't get any coverage for the festival. And I'm not saying like we're the fucking biggest podcast in the world, but if we convince 10 people to go, that's how much more money is that for them? You know, and then those people convince another 5 people to go. Well, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's what I said earlier. I know it could sound like we're being entitled, but at the same time, like you said, you're not the biggest. No, but on YouTube last year, you were the 3rd biggest, as far as I could find. I think Billy Mayhem was only... You had like 4.9 thousand views. Billy Mayhem had something like 6,000. Then the Metal Couple, I want to say, or the Goth Couple or something like that. So you were the 3rd highest in views. We know SMTV Stu got accreditation last year. He only had a couple thousand views. We know Ready to Mosh got accreditation last year. They didn't even get 1,000. And this is nothing bad on them. You know, we're friends with them. But your YouTube reached more people. They got accreditation last year. They've probably got accreditation again this year. But you're reaching more people. But you shouldn't have called your YouTube Simon Bond Does Download. That's like you said. So they didn't. Because
that's what it says.
You didn't look at
have you
your
seen
YouTube.
my YouTube? It says Simon Bond Does Download. Yeah, because I only do download content, and we only do download content.
Yeah, and it was only last year that I looked at. You know, I didn't look at vlogs from other years as well, and that's what annoyed me. It's like they didn't look at your YouTube to see that you are one of the biggest vloggers of the festival. As far as I could see, there might have been, you know how.
It will be shit this
marketing
because it's well oversaturated.
Yeah,
my download one's done fucking shocking.
But yeah, you know how targeted ads and targeted things work. You know, there might be people that I haven't seen that, you know, got massive numbers, but that's as far as I could see. But also, like I said a minute ago, with the audience, our listeners should be some of your main priority target. If the Bloodstock was selling out every year, you don't need new fans. That's fine, but it's not selling out every year.
No, exactly.
No. Oh, no, something else I was going to... and it's as if this person thought there was some kind of beef between Bloodstock and Download, some kind of competition. Maybe there's a little bit of competition, but it's not in bad way.
Yeah, but not from us.
No.
We just cover the festivals.
Yeah.
I don't work for Download.
But, well, this is something we've not said on the podcast before. When we were at the media day in February... We were talking to Jenny and Danica, and we asked about what festivals they go to, and they said that they are given free tickets by all the other festivals, and they give tickets free to all the other festivals, so they all go to each other's festivals, and they are given tickets to go to Bloodstock for free, and vice versa. So there is no beef between even the organisers, so why should there be beef between people going, or, you know, competition or things like that? It's just mind-blowing how... shallow-minded, is that the right word? This person who got back to us is being about.
And they had the worst bit wasn't even this. It's like, fine, that's fine. Okay, you don't want us to go to your festival. That's cool. I'm obviously going anyway. And openly talked about how much we absolutely love Bloodstock and I would never miss one. But anyway, apart from that, because we only cover download content. But it was the last reply was the one that really was the nail in the coffin for me, because it was like, they just basically said, well, thank you very much for covering other festivals.
Well, but yeah,
thank you very much.
Thank you for being.
Thank you.
Along the lines of thank you for being interested in other festivals. It was like Simon does 4 or 5 a year. Another thing I was going to do, right, while I'm on here, pick any number between, maybe not one, any number between like 5 and 65.
5 and 65.
Something like that. Any number. Let's see if this works.
47.
47. Right. Oh.
I don't know what he's doing here, by the way, guys.
That was our Anti-Saint special. Let's see what we say in the intro. I'm going to skip about 30 seconds. I found out how amazing we come in at 31 seconds. That's amazing for the skip 15 seconds. So. This episode of Dear Download. Yes, that's right. We have gone from doing one every 2 weeks to 2 in a week. It's just me at the moment. Simon is... Pick another number. pick another number. That didn't work.
Example. 34, the greatest number.
34. That's a Download 2023 lineup, reaction, and discussion. So, let's see what I say at the intro for this episode. Podcast where we get to share our most intimate and treasured memories of Download Festival. We'll talk about each year, the bands we saw, the bands we missed, and everything else noteworthy that happened across the weekend. Also, we'll touch upon any news, other festivals, and the music industry past, present, and future. Other festivals? It's only recently, about I want to say around episode 65, that I stopped saying other festivals in the intro. I said one of the first things I say, we talk about other festivals right at the beginning of most of our episodes.
Yes.
Oh well. You didn't actually listen.
So anyway, that was the debacle. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like we said, we always want to be transparent with you guys. We don't want to give away any names. And listen, some of that's tongue in cheek. We love Bloodstock Festival. Like, I honestly love this festival so much. So it just feels a bit like a slap in the face when you love something so much and someone tells you that you don't love anything. but that one festival. So it just felt like a little bit like, pulling on my heartstrings there a little bit in the wrong way.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
That was it. I
anyway,
saw that email on my way to work. I suddenly had a thought.
Oh,
I was like,
Adam was raging as well. He was ready to blow.
Well, I just had a sudden thought, like, I wonder if Simon's heard back from Bloodstock yet. And this was like 2 days after they sent the email. So you obviously saw it a couple of days before me. And I got to work and like you said, I was pissed off.
You were raging. He was ready to go, ready to blow, mate.
Yeah.
He was going to pop at any second. So he calmed down, and now we've just done this with you guys and not written back a snotty email because like I said, we love Bloodstock and we don't want to not be able to go. So we'll apply next year and we'll apply in the exact same way. Do you know that? And we'll see if anything's changed.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can, if now we cover other festivals. We'll see how far they look down our list of episodes.
Yeah. Anyway, right. We got to call it there. Anyway. This is far longer than I was expecting.
That's because we've fucking ranted in this one, man.
Yeah.
We've gone off, mate.
Yeah. Never mind. This was a good one. But yeah, so thank you, after all that, thank you to 2000 Trees for giving Simon the accreditation and the ability to, and the chance to go and talk to some of these bands. Like we said, it's not the sort of thing we do, but they didn't look down upon us from above, from the top of their trees. Oh, fuck me, I'm awesome. Hey! I'm awesome at the puns with the trees jokes. Yeah, no, it was really cool of them to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, big up Slam Dunk, big up Trees, big up Download. That's it. That's all I want to big up at the moment.
Yeah. But yes, so but the next episode will be our Bloodstock episode, will it?
It will, yeah.
So the next episode will be our Bloodstock review episode. Simon is going. I am not. As always, I am not. As always, he will not be with me. Only for the recordings, not the actual festivals. But
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm buzzing.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Awesome.
Bring it on, man.
I saw a post today on one of the Bloodstock Facebook things saying, can anybody tell me who all the Swedish bands are? And I looked at that and thought, I'm going to write
That'll be you.
Yeah. I like this post. I bet there's some people listening who saw that and thought of me as well, which I'm so happy.
If I would have seen that, I would have thought of you straight away.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Right, we need to say a massive thank you to our Patreons, we don't have any new Patreons this episode, but our Patreons who we are saying a massive thank you to I don't know what the fuck happened there. Mike Ferris. I actually put a post out earlier saying, change your names this time as well. Oh, piss off. What's that?
Come on.
Oh, it's
come on.
Vicky. I can't. I just looked down and I don't know what that is. We have, thank you, huge thank you to Mike Ferris, Isaac Disnuts, Liam, Lee Superhuman Newman, Tom West, Aaron Bell, here we go, Aenada Pizakvik, and Malexa Christ. I have no idea what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm going to screenshot it and send it to you.
Adam might not be reading that one right. He doesn't understand. You've broken his brain, I think.
New snip.
You snip.
Copy. Oh, this is a different version to the one on my laptop. Copy. There we go. Shall I send it in here? I can send it in here, can't I? I'll put it in the dear download, in the backstage area. Help me with that. You see it? It's not just me, is it? Should I carry on going through these while you're looking at that?
She's going to have to explain that one.
Okay, good. It's not just me. It's not just a northern thing just to get me to go, fuck this, I hate northern people.
I'm very good. I'm very good with accents. You can have the thickest Scottish accent. You can have the thickest, any accent as far up north as you want to go. I'm very, very good at listening to people and understanding accents. Any language, anyone that tries to speak English. Written down's a bit different. I understood every single thing Vicky was saying to me at every point.
So did I. What? Chidsbids. Yes, sorry. Okay, let's carry on. Sorry. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate the effort. The execution was not up to scratch. You have to try better to get me next time. I don't know. Chidsbids, Ethan Brown, Matthew, Chris, we all sound better up north, Henderson, Scott Seeger.
Hey!
The Ben that isn't Chidsnips, cunt. Penry the mild-mannered janitor. Adam's favourite band, Beautiful South. Barry McCockiner. Dean Delicado. Do not feed the geese, they're dead. Northerners against Adam Cox. And Peter Piper picked a peck of pick. Damn it, I thought I was going to do that perfectly. I struggle with alliteration. J-Mo. It's James, isn't it? It's James, yeah. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. There was a nursery rhyme song YouTube video that the kids used to...
I love that there's just a theme now where all the Northerners are just attacking you.
Yeah.
Which I absolutely love.
Fine with that.
Everyone's going to just attack you. Everyone from the North hates you.
Everyone from the North. North of the wall. Yeah. I want everybody to give me tongue twisters next time, and let's see how I do. Because I think I fucking rocked that shit.
You rocked it, yeah?
On the second attempt.
I rocked it that second time, baby.
Right, we need to go because this is a long one. This is much longer than I was expecting, like I said. Thank you all for listening. This has been a really cool episode. We went off. We went way off. But it's all good. It's all good. That's what we do. That's what we enjoy. Is what we hope you enjoy. If you want to... we haven't had anybody join the Discord, but we do loads of cool things other than the podcast. Come and join the Discord. We got come and join the Discord. That's really cool. And now I was actually asked by a couple of people to promote something actually while we're here, and there is going to be a football league. What is it? What's it called? I think you do it. The
fantasy. We're doing our
Fantasy Premier League,
our annual fantasy football. That is soccer for you Americans. Premier League on the Premier League app. I will start another one and invite everyone on the football channel. I might put it on the main stage as well, just to get everyone. Has already done it?
Alex has already done it.
Fuck's sake.
Did you start the last one?
Yeah, I started the last one. That's fine then.
We were wondering.
He's already done it.
We were talking in the Discord for ages, trying to wonder who started the last one.
It was me.
We were like, I don't know who it was.
So we do have a football
Alex.
channel. We will we'll get that out to everyone about the fantasy football, but it is an absolute blast. We had a really, really good one last year, although 2 people were a cut above everyone else because they knew how to use Erling Haaland early in the year. But yeah, so come along. And I think as well we got a message to promote an American football one as well.
Yes. I'm trying to find it. It's not in the football bit. It must have been in a different channel. But yeah, so the fantasy soccer and the fantasy football, that's going to piss a lot of people off.
Fantasy soccer and fantasy football. So get involved because we had a really, really big league last year, and it was really, really good fun last season. So yeah, do it again. But we'll put it all in the chat.
Yeah.
And yeah, join because it's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. And Kelly, my fiance, won it last year, so I told her she needs to get money on it this year.
Yes,
take loads of
definitely.
Yes. So see if you can beat Kelly because she knows her stuff.
She's very, very good. Yeah. I didn't get close. I finished fourth, I think, third or fourth, and I was fucking miles off those two.
I don't do it. I know I'd get bored after a few games, and I wouldn't even.
I got Vicky involved in it, and she actually really enjoyed it. So I think now she's going to understand more. That was her first season doing it. I think she's going to do it this year and do a lot better. Yeah. So I think Vicky will be excited about joining again.
Awesome. And about the American football one, I think from what they were talking about the other day, or what they were saying in a Discord, it sounds like you actually have to do a draft at the beginning of the season as well between all the people playing. Have you ever done one?
No, never done one, but I know people that have.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks really cool.
So, yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, we'll put both of those up.
But otherwise, yeah, just join the Discord generally. It's really cool. We have a lot of fun in there. Also, if you want to join a Patreon, that's in there as well. We got lots of different tiers. We might be changing it up a little bit. But I've got some cool things that I want to post out as well. I need to vet them as well. Some people asked a while ago about my early attempts of the podcast when I was trying to do it on my own. Did
you record those?
Have I still got them?
Did you record them? Yeah.
Yeah, I recorded them. Not. I think one of them I was talking for about 45 minutes on my own, but I've not listened back to it in full before, so I want to do that. But also, I still have. I think I sent you about a 40-minute video as well before we ever spoke for the first time, just telling you who I am and what I want to do, and I've got that on one of my computers somewhere, so I might post that in the Patreon as well. That's
nice.
Cool.
Do it.
But I do, like I said, I want to vet it. I want to watch it back again and see how much I cringe myself from 3.5 years ago. But anyway, yes, we have to wrap this show up. So thank you all for listening. It's been really cool. Join us next time for our Bloodstock chat, where Simon will tell us how Bloodstock was and also how Corn was. Is it Corn? It'll be
a double whammy next time. It will be a Bloodstock and Corn. Go. So yeah,
excellent. But for now, it's a goodbye from Simon.
Goodbye. Hope you guys like shows that just do Bloodstock only. No, wait, we don't. We just do download.
And a goodbye from me. Goodbye.